Hello everyone, I hope you're well. So I've come on today, sorry, I got distracted. Come on today to do some slow stitch. Now I'm just sitting up to see where we're at. So yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. So inspired by Kathryn cloth tails, where I made my pouch and I made a borrow journal, and this was one of the other things that I wanted to do, and it'd been on my mind anyway before then. I'd bought myself a nice big bobbin, one of those large ones, and I thought about doing that, but I'm going to start with this small one, and then I can add a piece more cotton onto it if I want to, but at the moment I'm going to use this one, and this is a vintage. I have quite a few of these vintage, you know, bobbins or whatever they're called. I think they're called bobbins, but anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it is an old one. That's quite nice and vintage. The other thing is I've got quite a lot of sticks. Whenever I go to the beach, I pick up sticks, and I've got quite a few now. Some smaller than bigger, and some, you know, different sizes. I thought to myself, this would make a really nice. This side here would make a room. The only thing is, there's nothing to stop something from sliding off there. But yeah, so another option would be to wrap around something on here in the same ways, but larger. So if you imagine, or you could just actually wrap like this and go all the way around if you want to. So yeah, so that's another option. If you've got a stick, if you haven't got one of these bobbins, so you've got a stick, just use that. But anyway, you can check out Kathryn's video if you are interested, or you can, anyway, you can sit and do your crafting and watch me do mine if you want to. But anyway, it's nice to have you here, and thank you for your comments on my last video. I really appreciate your enthusiasm for wanting to do the mixed media. I'll definitely do it, and I'll make a start this Wednesday, so I hope that, you know, I can do something that inspires you to have a go. So yeah, let me just check what my, yes, I've got plenty of room here. So I'm not going to attach it to the bobbin yet, so because I want to, well, I just want to attach it later basically. But what I've done is I've just, you know, I've actually ripped the a cotton sheet. It's quite a nice cotton actually, it's quite dense, and it's soft. So anyway, I've ripped that and to the size of the bobbin, and just to extend slightly over the edge just to give it a nice finish. So yeah, so, and then there's this little bit here that's a bit torn, which I don't mind. So anyway, I hope you're all well, and oh, before I start, I just wanted to show you these. I made these the other day. As I've got spring on my mind, and I'm looking out of my window now, and it's really bright sunshine, so I'm really happy about that. It was yesterday morning, although I know it's lunchtime now, but anyway, I just wanted to show you these. Simple watercolours. I'm using sort of a limited palette again, sort of the same palette that I generally use, blue, grey, sort of a mustardy colour, and then I've added in greens and yellows as well for a spring vibe. And then I've done some stenciling here and here, just in gold, and added a gold sort of filigree butterfly stamp. And as you can see, fussy cut flowers, and then stamped some words on there as well. So I'm really happy with those. They're beautiful little postcards that you could send to somebody, or you could put them in a journal. If you're interested, I will do this. I could do it on Wednesday if you wanted to. Let me know in the comments, otherwise I'll do it another time. But if you're happy for me to do it on Wednesday, I could make a start. This obviously is mixed media. I've used pencil, I've splattered, I've used a Posca pen, so there's a whole range of things going on in the background, and I can add more. But let me know. So the theme, I guess, is spring, and that leads me on nicely to this, which is also going to be spring. So what I've done is I've just got out a bunch of fabrics that are spring-like colours to me anyway, with a few different ones in there, and I'm just going to take some of the scraps and add them to this. So how Kathryn did it, oh that's the end of it, how Kathryn did it is so you cut out small pieces, because this is a very small piece of you know, cotton. You can cut out larger pieces if you want, but you know, you're looking at smaller pieces, you know, spreading them around. Now I did consider maybe preparing all this before, you know, before I came on, you know, to do the video. But I thought to myself, you know, this is one of the things that I'm interested in, and I think some of you are as well, is process. And I think it's nice to see actually the preparation of the materials, and you know, you can cut out along with me, or you can, you know, whatever, you can decide if that's appropriate or not. So I like both of those pieces, but I'm going to just add that over the top there, and then it does take a little bit longer obviously this way, but just as an idea, I thought it was an idea, and it's up to you guys whether you follow that or not. But yeah, so I'm just cutting out some pieces. I don't want just small pieces all the way. I do want some bigger pieces as well. So yeah, I think I'll do that. And then, like I said, I'm going for a spring sort of finish, spring vibe. So I've got an old dress, my granddaughter's, that was stained. It couldn't go to the charity shop, so I'm going to cut a piece of this out. And then I'm just going to cut the edge off there, so I'll just get a little piece there, and I can overlap that, so that's quite nice. So some of the pieces will be thicker than others, so you want to look at that as well. I'm going to put that piece, no, I think I want some more colours, some different colours. Actually, I think I'm going to change that around. I'm going to put this here, because I think it might be good to start with long pieces, just to get you started, and then if you can pin those down, you could put a little bit of glue on, for example. I'm going to base stitch them, but I'm just showing you what you could do. So you could just pop a little bit of glue, and you don't need much, and then just pop that on there. You don't want to go over the lines of your, so that would go down there, and then maybe I could put a bit more glue there, or you could use a pin, as I said, if you want to use a pin. And that goes nicely there. So that's my first sort of layer down, and then I think I will lay this on the edge there. But I wonder if I could go right across. Yeah, I could. So that's quite nice like that, and then I'll put a little bit there like that. So this is a case of just sort of deciding what you would like, and what you think will go well. I've got this bit of some of these are, as I said, there was an old dress of my granddaughter's. Some of these are, you know, pieces that you get from fabric swatches, you know, from companies that get rid of these fabric swatches. I like that. So as you can see, I'm going for something colourful. Got a bit of pink here already cut. And I don't mind if it clashes a little bit. I'm not worried about that because I think it just makes it more interesting. It's difficult though to put down when it's crinkly like this. Now, trying to decide if that's enough. What about some of this? And I should have there was something, some salvage there. No, where is it? Maybe not that, so change my mind. Let's have a look for a small piece. So I can use something like this just to break it up a little bit. And add that on top. It doesn't all have to be colour. So I'm going to add a little bit of pink now, and I won't feel the pressure so much of it. Right, what I need to do is try and iron it with my thumb. The heat of my thumb. Just pull it out a little bit. There we go. So I think I'll make a start on this. So where are my pins? Let's have a look. As you can see, I'm not prepared. Oh, I've got some pins here. Right, so let's do this one first. So you don't have to pin, you can just go straight into sewing, but I want to pin at this stage because I'm not using. Let's pull that up a little bit just to get both of them on there. And then I can just add that in. That goes there. That goes there on the edge there. So I'll just add that. There, that should do. And I'm just going to do some slow stitch now. And so I'm based stitching is what I'm doing. So I did get some white cotton. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is. And now I had my needle here. So anyway, yeah, I just thought you might enjoy this. They're called meditation, excuse me, meditation scrolls. Somebody's in trouble. And it's not me. No, that's not it. Where's my thin one? Here it is. I like a thin one to do the base stitching. So some of you will know what the base stitch is, but basically it's just a holding stitch. It's like a pinning stitch. It just pins it down, and it's meant to be invisible. So I'm just going to go here, and I'll come across. So what you do first is you do a tiny stitch, and then you can do like back stitches if you want. So tiny stitch, and then on the back you'll have a larger stitch. So tiny stitch, and then a larger stitch. So you're just creating a holding stitch. So where are we? Tiny stitch this way, because remember this, it's not an important stitch, it's just to give it some stability. Now Kathryn does back stitch, but I'm not doing back stitch at the moment. I did in one of my one of my projects, but I'm not going to in this one. Things are hanging off already. So yeah, like I say, you don't have to do this. It's just you can make do with pinning, but I wanted to do it. When I did it in my previous, you know, project, I found it helpful, and that's basically, so you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, but if you can see the longer stitches at the back there, and then I can pull these back into some sort of control because they're out of control. Or I might go take that one over there because that's pretty, and then that goes there. Yeah. So yeah. So a good mix. You know, I'm trying to do a mix of things. Really, I'm trying to make enjoyable videos, but I also want for the videos to, you know, the projects rather, to be interesting to me, and you know, to be reflect growth for me as well, because you know, I need to grow. It's hard for me to just stick to one pace and one interest. I need to be developing. Oh no, I don't think that, so I need to put that there. Yeah, sometimes it's easy just to hold them, but anyway. So yeah, so I'm trying to vary the work that I'm doing. I'm very conscious that my videos were getting long, and I might have irritated a couple of people. Not that everybody's been kind, so there's been no comments, nothing like that, so don't get me wrong, but you know, it is irritating, and I'm trying to grow my channel, not alienate people. So yeah, well, let's see anyway. Let's see if the things, I'm working on an idea for a new journal, so that's coming as well. Obviously I've been working in that little red journal as well, so happy with that. Now I'm trying to decide, do I, oh, I've already done it. I was going to say, shall I put the pink over the top? There we go. Fire engine or whatever it was, I don't know what it was. Happens every day, and it's really not nice to hear it. But as I said in my other videos, I'm very close by to, you know, an emergency call place or emergency response service. So the police, ambulance and fire engine sort of hub, if you like, are very close by. They're not in the village, they're in a town that's really close to, you know, a couple of miles out, but they seem to use this as, you know, as a way to get to different places, which it seems odd to me because, you know, this is quite rural here. I'm wondering whether to put that on top actually. Yeah, I think I will. I like the look of it, so I'm just going to come over the top. I do love stitching, slow stitching. It's just, I find it really relaxing. I should do more in the evenings actually, because you know, you get bored with doing the same thing over and over again in the evening, or I do. I mean, I did those cards that I've just showed you in the evening, the postcards. I really enjoyed doing them as well. Yeah, it was just simple stitch, just to keep everything in its place, and then I can carry on. I don't need to make a start on the actual slow stitch. I can just carry on. So I'm very aware that there's a piece missing there, so do I put it in? I think so. I answered my own question. I think so, yes. So yeah, it's a bright sunny day today. I have been making plans for my garden. I have some seedlings coming up, which is nice to see. It's always fun to see your own seedlings come up. And yeah, I'm looking, you know, it's still quite chilly. The wind's chilly here in the northeast, but yeah, it's been very windy the last few days. Right, so I think, oh no, I do have to go over, yeah, I'm going over again. Now there's a little bit missing there. I'm just wondering whether to put something in there. No, not that. Something that will sit flat, because I've got lots of fabrics that are just like misbehaving. Like a piece of this. That's nice. Oops. Can't pick my needle up. It used to be smaller, I think. No, I think I'll keep it that length and put it there. Just concentrating, sorry. Sometimes your mind just wanders off, but it's also like the concentration that I'm trying to keep to do the, you know, to make it how I want it. Just gonna go do a back stitch there because it's as an edge. I like to back stitch the edges on. I don't mind that you can see that stitch either. So as I said, this has got a spring theme, if you like, or spring colours. I wanted to celebrate spring in all ways. Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. Right, so I'm just going to end this off. I'll just poke that under there. Right, so then I can make a start on doing a little bit more. Just pop that in there. And those, I might need those in a minute. Yeah, that's really pretty. Let's have a look. Had some spotty. There's some spotty fabric somewhere. If I can find it. Oh, that's nice. I've got a little bit of this. Oops, that cut that a little bit. Not very good. Okay, let me. Bit of wonky. No, I don't want it that long. Let's start with a smaller piece there. I like this blue, so I'm going to go with this. and I'm going to put that here. I will overlap that there. Okay, I'll pin that down now. Okay, good. And let's see what else. I've got some of this. This is from my old quilt. It's a vintage quilt, and I've had it very, very long time, and it's starting to fall apart, and so I decided to make a I made a sewing book from it. Yeah, I want it on the blue side, so let's pop it there. Good. And what about another piece of this next to it? Or I can try something else. Sure, I had some spotty. Oh, there's some pink spotty fabric there. A bit of that. I want something longer. I'm going to cut a piece. And have it all the way down there like that. Okay. Ambulance going past. So it's going in the opposite direction, so it's going in the I don't know why I'm telling you this. I just happened to glance out my window to see what it was. But yeah, it's going in the direction of the so it's obviously been called back in the opposite direction. Oh, I see. Oh, I don't want to think about it. Right, let's see. So pin this. It's fiddly, I won't lie. It's very fiddly, but it's looking pretty, and that's what I wanted. Now, let's see what else. Some blue. Of this. I've got all these little, one day I will have used them all up, but in the meantime this is what they're for. I'm cutting those bits off because those are the edges, and they are very you know, they're hard to deal with, hard to, I'm just going to put that there. Right, now I think I'll do that. Yeah, there we go. Another pin. You can see it's very fiddly because it's just the fabrics are sort of reacting against each other, but they're also I'm not keen on how that's cut, so I'm going to cut some off. And I do need to attach it to the bottom of there as well, which I wasn't doing, I wasn't paying attention to, so there you go. Right, there we are. I've got a little bit, I'll do a little bit more and then I'll start to do some work on this. And a bit more yellow, but I want a different yellow this time. So I've got, let's see, I've got some very long piece of yellow here. mean, I don't know what this was from, but I'd hand dyed it. But I can't, I mean, it looks like a sheet, but I don't remember hand dyeing that much. But it is, you know, I did hand dye it, so. Yep, like that. You can hear the cat snoring in the background. Bobby. You might have just heard me say his name. As I said, it's not easy putting these down. It's very fiddly, so you have to decide how you're going to do it. I think that's okay, so we've got that much. About the same, but maybe another piece. I want to make sure that goes straight when I stitch it. I don't know why it's sort of, in fact, I might cut that bit off. It's annoying me. And then I will put something else there. Right. With this piece of dress, we've got some different options for different colours. So I'm going to cut a piece and then see what we get. So, but I don't want yellow. So I need to try and, in fact, I'm going to cut the blue, this blue. This is a lovely piece of fabric actually. And then I'll put that there, and I think that contrasts really well. Yeah, I love that. So I think I'm achieving, you know, a sense of spring colours in here. I hope I am. Gosh, it's so fiddly. Yeah, what I'm thinking is if I go to the end, if I can achieve that in this video, then I've achieved something that is worthwhile for you guys. So I hope that's, you know, yeah, I mean, not to worry about things too much, just pop them down and then, you know, see. Otherwise it will frustrate you enormously. I'm just wondering whether to go with a bit of this again. But that was on that side last time. So let's have a look, see what else I've got. Got plenty. Is that too dark? Yeah, I think it is. Got some of this. Sorry, you can't see me, I don't think. Just cutting it out. I have a horrible feeling I'm sort of, oh, I like that. It's bright for here, but maybe I do need to put a few more bright pieces there, you know. Alright, now I'm going to go back to this and put a piece of this down. And something new. Got some pretty blue fabric here. If I take off the edge here, it's thick, but it's okay. There. No, I don't. It's not right because it's. I'm going to cut that, make it smaller, and then have that sitting there. What else? A little bit of this. This is one of my hoardy pieces. It's like when it's gone, and you know, you feel sad about it, and it's such a pretty colour and design. Right, I'll pin that on. Try and go over. I think it's coming along. I like it. I like that. And then I'm going to put that, whoops, there. And then I need to find bits, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pin that to now, and then I will find bits at the end to I'll sew it and find bits at the end to go in. So just looking for my pins in here because I'm short. Oh, I have so many bits of stuff. In there, and then what else? Another one. I mean, that's almost thick enough to do the whole piece, but I want to do this properly. I'm not looking to rush it or anything, you know. Okay, good. Right, let's move all that aside so we're not thinking about it and stressing over it. You probably weren't stressing over it. Oh, I like that pink. Oh, I'm going to put that pink there somewhere. So I'm going to leave that out to remind me. I'll probably forget. And then I'll start again. I've got any thread left on there. I've got a bit, so I'll make a start at this end. It just needs a little start. There you go. I mean, it won't last long, but it's okay. I don't mind that. You know, you use these bits of thread up that you have. Trying to think of yeah, so I'm just, you know, looking forward to getting out in the garden, and as I said, I've been doing had a lovely walk with my sister the other day. I'm paying for it now, mind you. Oh, it's always the way, but oh, and there's my stomach rumbling. It's time for lunch. But oh, you know, the flowers are coming out, spring flowers, and that just, I suppose in a way that makes why I've been doing these spring things, is because I just want spring to happen, and I'm desperate for it after such a, you know, long winter. Well, I don't know if it's been long, it's passed really quickly, but I don't know. I always look forward to spring. So, yeah, there were loads of, you know, herbs you could forage. I foraged some you know, wild garlic and some cleavers, And what else? I think that's all I foraged, but there were there's some garlic mustard leaves there. I didn't take them because I had the wild garlic, but yeah, I mean, that's a good alternative if you don't have any wild garlic. Garlic mustard is a good alternative to have. And the flowers are out now, so it's pretty. It will go to seed soon and then set seed. What else? Stitchwort. The bluebells were coming up, and in the woods. I need to make sure I'm keeping this straight here. So pull that back out because I'm going a bit on an angle. What else? Yeah, I mean, there's just loads of flowers to be seen. Primroses. Oh wow, they're just beautiful. I just love primroses. I don't think anybody wouldn't love them. They're just adorable and they smell gorgeous. All right, now that needs to come over there, so I don't know if I've cut that long enough. But what I will do is I will patch it up if I need to, but I just need to make sure that it comes over there, and then I'll sort out the rest. It's still, it just wants to go in that direction, and I am almost out of thread. I'll pop that back in before I forget and lose it, and I'm using that one, so let's do some more. I don't want to go too long. You go really long, you end up with knots. Well, if you're me, you do. Right, put a knot in. So I hope this is relaxing and not stressful. Oh dear. Story of my life. Causing stress wherever I go. So this is supposed to be a meditation roll, so you meditate while you're doing it, which is an interesting concept because, you know, it's quite, if you're using a little bit of fabric, what do? Iron them first. I mean, you know, they go everywhere, they're irritating. Sorry, I shouldn't be negative. But you know what I mean. It's not really meditative at this stage. Maybe once you've done all this basting it might be. But at the moment it's a bit stressful. Because you're dealing with tiny pieces. I mean, I guess if you're using a bigger bobbin or you know, a roll, a piece of you know, a stick, like the act of sewing for me is obviously, that's the bit that matters. Getting it perfect doesn't matter, you know, but at the same time I don't want it not to be right. So, but the act of stitching is what relaxes me, and I, you know, that's the whole point of a meditative scroll or whatever it's called. So what I'm doing is I'm going up this side, and then I will have to come back down the other side unless I did zigzag stitches, but I'm happy about doing this because this is the bit that I like the most, you know, doing this bit. If it was less stressful. This bit's working out easily enough. Need to make sure that everything's flat and that they meet, that they overlap. That's the other thing, they must overlap. I'm going to have to take that pin out for it to sit properly. And I'm glad you're seeing this, because, you know, if you have a go and you were worrying and this was happening to you, you might be thinking to yourself, well, why is it doing this for me, you know? So I'm glad it's, I mean, I'm no expert sewer, so, you know, I'm not saying if it happens to me, it can happen to anybody, because that would be ridiculous. You know, I'm barely competent at sewing. I'm just showing you, I'm just sharing my process with you guys and hoping that it gives you something, you know, inspiration of some sort. I've realised that I've lost pieces here, so I'll have to put them in afterwards. Okay, so that's nicely basted down, so that's good. I can pull that out. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. There. Oh, where am I? Go back in. So you can see the side is basted down, and it's getting, you know, looks cohesive, so that's a good thing. That's what we're after, and I'm doing a back stitch here. Ooh. So sometimes I'm alternating between a back stitch and not a back stitch. Which do I want? I think I want, got, how many pins does it take? I think I want that going under there. So I'm going to pop that over there like that. Oh, I'll leave it. It's convenient to leave it like this. So when you consider that this is just this, you know, the simple basting stitch, you know, you can see the amount of hours you can put into something even this small. So I mean, if, you know, assuming you're much better at it than me, then you might be whizzing along, but if you're not, and it does take you the time like it's taking me, then this is the thing that we enjoy, you know, the process of it. Just like mixed media, it's a process. Talking a lot about process lately. I'm going to do a back stitch here just to keep that nicely tacked down. Pretty glue. I'm aware that my pins are hanging around all over the place as well. I think I'll put that under there. Yeah. nearly went back on myself then. Actually, I think I'm going to put that there. I love this. It just reminds me of when I was very young and you know, I first acquired it. It reminds me of those days. Very old. It was old when, you know, I got it, and I'm old, so. I got it as a young person. So it's got a lovely mustardy cover on the back, and then this was quite a little rosy pattern on the front, and you know, it was quilted, and it was gorgeous. But so you could have it either side, you know, if you didn't want the rosy pattern, you could have the mustard colour, which I love mustard. And I know it's popular. It was, you know, it's gone through some popularity, and everything was mustard. It's funny when I look at Facebook Marketplace, everything I see is you see these people selling bundles of mustard coloured fabric, you know, I don't know, throws and cushions and things. Funny. It's had its day. Right, we're at the end of this, I think, so that's good. And I can go down the other side and start messing about with that. So I'm just going to pull this back, tack it down together. There we go. And then the slow stitch will be a nice decorative stitch when I finally do it. So that's going to go there. Oh, my stomach. I might have to stop the video and get something to eat, otherwise it's going to be like this. Sounds like a bear growling, you know, one of those bears that we used to buy when our parents used to buy when we were kids, and we'd turn it over and it would growl. It's like one of them. Okay, I'm getting there. Obviously this, now I'm coming towards the end of my thread. Okay, so that's good, that's all in place, so happy with that. I'll do a back stitch there to tack it in place. I'm thinking about what stitches I'm going to do. Decorative stitches. I'd love to be able to do some embroidery, maybe some little, that simple daisy stitch, you know, that would suit me, something simple. So there'll definitely be a part 2 of this. There we go. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. I might have to end up doing a voiceover. And I'm saying that to myself. If I don't do a voiceover, you know that I decided not to. I decided to leave it in for comedy value. Okay. Now everybody's going to get cross with me. Sorry, I think I might have been out of frame then. Apologise. Try to get at least to the end of this. Pull this out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it here and get something to eat because my stomach is growling. And then I will come back. I think it's the perfect timing anyway because I'm running out of thread. So I'll tidy up my space a little bit and I will show you my progress.